At cities like Auburn, Alabama, you're actually under a flash flood watch today. Move-in at Auburn isn't until next week. Today would be a terrible day for moving into a new dorm. It's the first day of school, though, for a lot of kids in Atlanta, Cobb County, Steph. And, I mean, look, it's not a great day to be at the bus stop.
No, it is definitely not.
And you think high pressure, you think good weather, but we're stuck on the other side of it. We're stuck on the wet side of it. So the high pressure stuck over the Atlantic. This is how much we've had over the last 2 days. One thing that really struck me was how widespread it is. You know, look, it's summertime, and a lot of times you expect it to be more scattered in nature, but everyone, or almost everyone, has had a chance lately, at least getting some rain, if not a lot of rainfall. And we look at the soil moisture well above average throughout Georgia, northern parts of Florida. Just looking at Jacksonville and St. Simon's Island, the Weather Service there said they've had an well above average number of days with thunderstorms for June and July, actually the second most on record. So it has been a very wet June and July. Now we're starting August off the same way. We've got days of rain coming our way. There's a decent chance of flash flooding. The concern is there and actually increasing throughout the week. So this is tomorrow, especially in the Appalachians. You know, I just checked stream flows across this area. All the streams are running high right across this zone right here. And that happens to be the area where the soil is also very saturated, and we're going to bring in more rain. The Appalachians just help squeeze it out. So all the way into your Friday, your forecast is still wet across this area. We keep that risk for flash flooding at least into Friday. If not Saturday, we'll have to see how things pan out. By Sunday, we start to see a bit of a pattern change, and we start to see more of a traditional kind of pop-up thunderstorm, you know, diurnal activity like you would expect across the southeast. But look, until then, we've got rain in the forecast, thunderstorms, and the chance for anywhere from 1 to 2, or if not even 3 to 5 inches of rain. And then this moisture stuff goes to the northeast.
Yeah, it does. We want to take you into Faye.
So time now for your Chick-fil-A breakfast forecast. If you're in Tallahassee, stick to in the U.S. It was thunderstorms like that yesterday, Steph, that delayed about 40% of flights in and out of Atlanta. I think that same thing could happen again today. You look at this forecast, we've got rain again throughout the southeast. So the Atlanta airport, the Charlotte airport, then to the northeast. You know, we may not have the worst of the weather at Philly or New York or even Boston, but with thunderstorms in the area and still in the forecast, just the airspace is going to be crowded today. So watching for possible delays there. Boston, New York, certainly there's a chance for that. And Baltimore and D.C. and all the airports in that area of the country. Minneapolis, you've got thunderstorms possible this morning, possible early delays. Let's talk about road travel, because we've got a lot of rain across the south. I-85, I-75, I-40, all interstates that are going to be affected by this. This rain is going to be heavy at times. The kind, if you don't have good tires, is going to be hard to get good traction. So it might be a good reminder today to check your tires, make sure that you're in good shape, because we have showers already to start your day, especially from Kentucky up into West Virginia. The rain is already here and not going anywhere today. We go south and rain on the increase through today. I-85 from Atlanta to Greenville and Charlotte. Right now is actually not that bad of a drive. Later today, showers are back on the increase, and any of it could bring some very heavy rainfall. Steph and Jim.
Well, the car fire.
Yeah, and so what you're saying, Steph, is we should expect more big numbers, right? Like, what was that Mets score last night? They scored 425. I mean, against them, the Nationals scored 25. Whew. All right, so look, yes, big numbers. That's what we're talking about. And geography does play a role. Topography plays a role. And you see what the flood watches are. You know, yes, we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, but it's even worse because of the mountains right here. So these mountains are going to squeeze out the moisture, and it happens to correspond with exactly where we've got the most amount of moisture. It's actually a little inland compared to where it was last week. So we're going to see that persistent tropical flow coming in. We've got the mountains right here. It's going to help squeeze out all the moisture. We'll see that today is just a little bit of an eastward component to the surface wind, and that really helps squeeze out the moisture. And so easily we're going to get inches of rain in the forecast in the next 3 days.
Well,
Steph,
23 million
storms can truly be electric this morning. Our charge to keep you safe when we take lightning to the next dimension. AMHQ starts right now. Rain's going to be heavy. I mean, it was so loud.
It's going to be heavy, yes.
You know, yesterday when it came down, it sounded like a dump truck of pebbles got dumped on the roof as the rain began. And we could see that kind of thing again today in Auburn. Now, right now, I saw 2 people walking through here without an umbrella, so it looks a little misty, but not really raining just yet. You are under flash flood watch. Good thing move-in at Auburn is not until next week. Today would be a terrible day for move-in day. It's also not a great day for the first day of school, Steph.
No, it isn't. We have a lot.
It's a long, hot summer. It's a long, stormy summer. It has been so stormy, and look how much rain has been across just the last 2 days across the southeast. And this is just 2 days. What I think is impressive is that there's not a lot of holes here. I mean, almost everyone has had at least some rain, and a lot of you have had had a lot of rainfall, like inches of rain, just in the past 2 days. So this flood threat is going to be increasing. The soil is very saturated. Georgia, up into parts of Tennessee and North and South Carolina, Florida as well. And as we watch this next batch of moisture come on in, it starts today. It continues over the next several days. It's going to focus on the same areas. So we bring a batch of moisture after batch right here over the Appalachians, and especially the central Appalachians will have a likely chance of flash flooding by the time we get into tomorrow. It extends into Friday. You can see that we've got still these same areas with a rainy forecast, and any of the thunderstorms, or even if they're not thunderstorms, if it's just plain old rain, going to have that potential to bring an inch or two of rainfall, and that really adds up. Take a look at your forecast. By Sunday, we still have showers in the forecast, but by Sunday, a pattern change starts to work in, and we finally get into that more, pop-up kind of diurnal thunderstorm, not an all-day rain threat. But, until then, we are in it. We're going to add up to a widespread 2 to 3, if not even 3 to 5 inches of rain from northeastern Georgia up into North Carolina. And then down here along the Gulf Coast, we may see 5 to 8 inches of rainfall. That's where the moisture all starts, Steph.
All right, well, a partial
day ahead forecast in Lexington, Kentucky. You're actually just west of all that heavy rain. So we have a good afternoon if you're going to the farmer's market this afternoon. Everything in season in the Bluegrass State. Beautiful afternoon, actually. Once we get rid of thunderstorm chances this evening, temperatures in the 70s, and it should just be partly cloudy. Vegetables, flowers, honey, jelly, you got it all. Wise across our country. Now, yesterday, about 40% of the flights in and out of Atlanta were delayed because of the weather. Today, the weather's not looking good, so I think we could be very similar to that. So, plan for delays if you are traveling here. Jim showing that radar this morning makes me think there's going to be even more thunderstorms to watch today. Those are the, the kind of storms that could create weather delays for sure. They're tall. They grow high up into the sky. There's a lot of the airspace in the Northeast that's going to be crowded with these thunderstorms today. So even if you don't see storms at Boston or any of the New York City airports or Baltimore or D.C., I think you still could get some flight delays because of that. Now, on the roads today, we got a lot of rain in the south. Jim focused in on I-10, or really focused on 98, but that's going to make it up to I-10. It's already raining right into the Tallahassee area. More heavy rain possible right through the day today. Watching I-10 from Pensacola, Tallahassee. Watching I-20. It's already raining here in Alabama this morning. More of that will be moving up into portions of Georgia as well. Look at this trend throughout the day. Waves of showers and thunderstorms coming in. Honestly, you never really get a break until, we get into tonight. And even then, this is not your typical diurnal situation. So we'll keep the chances of rain at least into the early evening. All right, Steph.
Well, there's a lot more.
All of the rain is going to be heavy at times.
Yeah.
So it's so nice and quiet right now. We're looking at Auburn, Alabama, and you can see no rain falling at the moment. No people at the moment either. It's like, shh, you just want to talk and whisper in a sleepy college town before everyone comes back. Luckily, everyone's not coming back until next week. That's when moving day is. Hopefully the weather improves. Today would not be a good day for moving into your new dorm. It's also not a great day for back to school either, Steph.
No, it's not.
Of course, Stephanie, watching just so much moisture out there, plus the fact that we've had a lot of rain. It's not just, this is the last 2 days, but it's not just the last 2 days. Last week was incredible, right? So many of you setting your all-time wettest Julys on record in the Mid-Atlantic, extending into the Southeast where it's been so widespread. In the summertime, it's often very scattered. And Steph got to, that point where, in St. Simon's, just one example of so many days with thunderstorms. That was the case for a lot of you. So soil moisture is above average. Stream flow is up there as well. And with this forecast of rain and potentially very heavy rain, we've got that higher risk of flooding. So it's a moderate risk right here, likely flooding from northeastern Georgia, western South Carolina, and North Carolina. We look at the forecast for Friday, same area with rain in the forecast. Any could be heavy at times. These big rainfall rates, when you literally hear it raining, like you feel like your roof is coming in. I mean, that's how heavy it's raining. It's very loud. Those are big rainfall rates, and that's the kind that's going to lead to flooding. And all the way, even into Saturday, we still have a decent chance of rain. It's going to take until Sunday to change the pattern and get back into the usual summer that we love in the South, where you see the cumulus build in the afternoon and you get the pop-up showers and storms. And those are okay, right? You sort of get a chance to get a break and not get storms. But until then, we're in this wet pattern, widespread 2 to 3 or even 3 to 5 inches of rain, Steph.
Well, a partial
day ahead forecast in Lexington. Tell you what, we do have the chance for thunderstorms, but we're kind of just to the west of all the action. So there's a chance through about 4 o'clock. The evening looks great if you're heading out to the farmer's market. It's Wednesday, so it's at the Summit today. Everything in season in the Bluegrass State, from vegetables to flowers to honey to jelly. You can get it all right here. Great evening. Plus, I heard some great restaurants right in the area as well. So get your groceries. It was actually about 40% of flights yesterday in and out of Atlanta had delays on them. That could happen again today when you look at the weather coming in, the fact that we're going to have showers and persistent low cloudiness all day. It's really the thunderstorms that get you, though, and we're watching that through the south and east. Also in the northeast, look, even if we don't get